Yeah, Ron, let's talk a little more about this car. You know, what kind of engine we got in this, the specs on it, and stuff like that.
This car was originally purchased by Gary Kimball, Kimball and Hills, or Kimball Brothers and Hill.
Okay.
They purchased the car and sent it to Grumpy Jenkins to have some stuff done to it. Gary Kimball is one of the top 50 super stock and pro stock racers in the world, but he died very young. He died in '73. Jenkins did a lot to this car. Jenkins had a frame alteration done. Did a frame alteration, so if you look under the car, it doesn't have cross member, it has a removable cross member, and then they moved the steering sector into the frame. And then drag racers were known to cheat a little back then, so the front left tire actually is 2.5 inches farther in front than the other tire on the right hand side, if that makes sense. It has the first fiberglass front end and hood from A&A out of California. It was sent to Herald Competition out of Kansas City and is date coded 01/1968. The motor is a 66 Corvette engine, and Grumpy did some work on it, but the thing that's really outstanding is that the 66 aluminum heads, the L88 heads, were closed chamber heads, and Grumpy made them into open chamber heads and then sent them to Dickie Harrell to have the valve work and everything done. Grumpy also fabricated a pan that is actually stick welded on the car, so it's actually a sump pan, which is pretty cool. And then the 660 carburetors on it were Jenkins competition also. The transmission Grumpy did, he lightened a ton of gears in it, did a lot of stuff for reducing rotating weight, reducing your MOI. One of the neat things is in AHRA, you could run a rear end from the manufacturer. But in 1968 and 1967, the lowest ring and pinion was a 456 from General Motors. But they found out in 1957, they made Pontiac rear ends for their 6-cylinder station wagons with 513 ring and pinions. So that's what is actually in this, a 57 Pontiac station wagon rear end with 513s. Jerry Haas Race Cars out of Fenton, Missouri did a lot of work, and Jerry Haas told me a lot about this car. If you don't know Jerry Haas in the racing industry, you guys don't know anybody. So Jerry's pretty funny, but Jerry actually did work on this car back in the early 70s. So if anyone knows Jerry Haas, this was in his shop. He actually redid the roll cage for me because it was made out of exhaust tubing.
Okay.
And it was rusted, so Jerry redid that. There's a lot of history. This car won 7 AHRA national events and was the AHRA world record holder in '69. It ran in 986. So in '69, that was pretty quick. My father bought this car in 1971. And my father was a world champion in '72 and '73. He won national events. So, and we owned our own drag strip in Bethany, Missouri.
Okay.
And it is still open to this day.
Okay, and so Scott, I don't know if you can get this or not, but this has got the original Jenkins stamp on the original transmission there. And these are also the original doors that came with the car, correct?
Yeah, you can tell.
So we can show these off a bit here.
I need to show the backside.
Yep.
They still run 12 volts in those cars? They have 12 volts, or they put 60 in it?
No, when this car was built in '68, the lowest ring of pinion that General Motors offered was a 456.
Right.
But the guys got smart in the late 50s. Pontiac made a ring of pinion 513 that came in their station wagon.
Oh.
So this has a Pontiac 1957 58 rear end that has 513. And Jenkins started that, and Kimball Brothers did that. Just gave them a lot. I mean.
Percent of our viewers are not subscribed. Please consider subscribing and leaving a like if you've not already. Also, the majority of the vehicles that you see in all of our videos are brought to Gateway Classic Cars to sell on consignment. If you have a vehicle that you're interested in selling and you want to learn more about everything Gateway Classic Cars can offer you, the description provides a link that will take you to a page that will explain everything that we offer.